When I pull up on you, then I might swear, ayy. Double off deuce, ayy. That you might work, ayy. When I pull up on you, then I might swear, ayy. Double off deuce, ayy. That you might work, ayy. That you might work.
Hi, welcome back to another episode of the Michel Matters Podcast. My name is Jacques Michel.
And I'm Jackie Michelle.
Welcome back.
Hi, guys.
So,
Episode 7.
Is this? Yeah, it's episode 7. Originally, we had it planned for a...
Part 2.
Yeah, the parenting podcast, but we'll probably do that the next episode.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But real quick, I guess rundown of the last couple weeks.
Yeah, so my mom turned 15.
50-something.
We had...
You know Haitians.
Yeah. We had a birthday brunch for her, and she loved it. So it was nice. My brother, me, you,
my mom,
girlfriend, yeah,
my dad, and my sister and niece.
My sister and niece.
Yeah, it's rare that we all get together like that, but
I feel like it's happened.
What's the last 2 Thanksgivings ago? It's the last time.
Yeah, because last Thanksgiving your grandma was home.
Yeah, so I mean it's been a while, but it's always interesting when we get the family together. I guess your dad wasn't there. That's the only person really missing, and my brother. But
yeah,
maybe this Thanksgiving. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
That's probably the next time we'll be able to get.
That's
it's hard enough just to get a
there.
couple people together, let alone everybody.
Yeah, the Thanksgiving is usually that holiday where you see everybody.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, so we did that. That was nice. We took a walk downtown.
Where was it exactly?
So, Museum Park, I think it's called.
Yeah.
It's like by the Perez Art Museum and then the Science Museum.
I guess.
Frost Science
Yeah,
Museum.
Frost Museum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was right by the Frost Museum.
Yeah. It was really nice.
It was a nice little walk. By Bayside. I guess that's the area you consider.
Yeah.
Close to Bayside.
Yeah, the arena and all that.
Yeah.
So really the intent to walk there, because we don't live by there, was the dog adoption that I heard about. So we went, and there were cute puppies.
I mean, it's nice dogs. I think this whole dog experience is going to be, we don't agree on... dogs, at least even the size of dogs.
Right.
I'm not going to
agreed, and then you backed.
No. So you said that you want a medium-sized dog.
Correct. I said 40 pounds max.
Medium dogs start at 40 pounds.
But we agreed on 40 pounds.
So you want the smallest medium dog possible.
If that's how they categorize it.
You have no idea what 40-pound dogs even look like. So you don't know the difference?
Yeah, I do, because when we were walking that one day, we saw a dog, and I was like, what about that size? And you were like, yeah, great.
But no, 40 to 50 pounds, you don't know what the difference in a 40 or a 50-pound dog looks like. So I think that's like our main difference, is like you have a number in your head, and it's not a number, I think. It's a look. So if you don't know what it looks like, how can you disagree with the number? But that's another topic.
Well, they were cute puppies. We ended up not taking one home. Because, I mean, I feel like we're looking at dogs and stuff.
It was bad vibes. Very bad vibes.
It was not a bad vibe.
It was.
We're not really, in a rush.
Well, I had bad vibes because I had a bad experience with one of the dogs.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was bad vibes.
Yes. So apparently the dogs were getting really hot.
Yeah, so first of all, this lady who runs the dog adoption, we've been to, I probably said 2 or 3 of her adoptions so far. And she is ridiculous. Like her, because the first time we tried to adopt a dog with her, she kind of turned us down because she said that we weren't home enough. And I mean, I agree to a degree.
To a degree.
Yeah, you want someone who's going to really take care. And I appreciate how much she cares, but her standards are
right.
You have to be home 25 hours a day, 8 days a week, loving the dog. Staring at the
right.
It's ridiculous. So the next couple times we went to go see them, we've kind of lied about. Yeah, Jackie's a stay-at-home wife who works from home and has plenty of time to give love and affection to a young puppy. So yeah, we decided that, okay, that's the story we're going to run with. We're good, we're looking at the dogs. And it's like the dog adoption was tied to a yoga event.
Yeah.
So it's like 50 to 100 people out there doing yoga. Mm-hmm. It's a warm day. It's what? Yeah, it's March in Miami.
But for like, I don't know, 2 pound.
I mean, they're way more than 2 pounds. See, this is why we can't get this right. 2 pounds.
I'm exaggerating. They were really little. So we're holding one of the puppies, and
like I could feel.
I was done holding this dog, and I was like, okay, Sharks, you want to hold him? So then I passed her over to you, and I just saw like green stuff come out of her.
I'm holding the dog, and I don't know, it's hot, so I feel the dog like it's warm. And then, like, the dog is breathing real heavy. And this lady comes by, and she's like, she has her baby. And she's like, oh, can my son pet the dog? Mm-hmm. So I told her, like, yeah, sure. So I'm holding the dog still. The kid's petting the dog. So I'm looking down at them. And, like, I kind of see, like, drool come out of his mouth. I mean, it's a dog, that's normal.
Yeah, but it was green.
I mean, I couldn't tell the color because I just seen
one of those, like,
the
popsicles.
mom, like, back up.
Those little plastic pops, the long ones?
Nah, it wasn't green
yes, it was green. Because I was looking, I was facing the dog. You were behind the dog.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden...
I just feel the stomach, like, tighten up. And then it just... and it the dog just, like, threw up.
Threw up, like, chunks of what looked like hot dogs.
Yeah, it looked like cut up hot dogs or whatever. I don't know. Some form of dog food.
And I mean, this is a really tiny puppy, so obviously he probably didn't chew it.
The food looked unchewed. Yeah, I don't know. It was just weird. The dog
it got on someone's yoga mat.
I just gave the dog back, and the lady was like, "Oh, I guess it's time to wrap it up."
Yeah, he's like, "I guess you're not adopting this."
Nah, ain't nobody gonna adopt them dogs. So we got out of there. But I mean, hopefully we'll keep you updated on our dog search.
Yeah, it's not really a search, but
I mean.
It's like whenever I'm like, oh, there's an event today. Let's go.
So, yeah. We'll keep you guys updated if we get a dog or when we get a dog.
Exactly.
But, yeah.
What else has been going on?
Oh, I've been trying to do work around the house lately. Mm-hmm. So, as a homeowner, like, there's always something to do. And in some instances, we create things to do. So, like, we have a bunch of old receptacles, like, outlets or whatever, and light switches. So I kind of wanted to do this for a while, but like I wanted to switch to some smart appliances and smart objects. So recently, like, we put in a smart thermostat. Mm-hmm. That was pretty easy. Like, I have basic electrical knowledge. Like, I'm all right. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, oh, let's do a smart light switch and a smart outlet. So we got all the stuff. And number one, there's a lot of, like, options with these things. And we messed up a bunch. Like, or we, like, lost track of things in the store. Like, okay, we bought 3 switches and 3 outlets, but they're the ones. A plate. Yeah, then you need the wall plates, and there's different type of wall plates. Yeah. So you got to remember how your plugs are at home. And we screwed that up a little bit, but whatever. We got back. I started putting some of them in. And yeah, it's been a struggle.
Well, just for the ones that have, like, the USB in it.
Yeah, so what I tried to do was I wanted to not just change the outlets, but I want to change it to outlets that have the 3-hole outlets and USB plugs. Because, I mean, that's what
we're doing now.
Yeah, everybody plugs in their phones and their chargers. So it added 2 more USB ports so you could charge more phones or whatever. Man, so I opened the outlets. And I started taking them out. And when I started putting the new one, I'm just, like, struggling. And then, like, eventually I just gave up because the new plugs are just too big for the wall boxes. Or whatever. Like, literally, I want to say I spent hours trying to change one. Mm-mm. And then to try to change the switch. I eventually got the switch to work. It took a little work. Yeah. We have that installed now.
Yeah, we just need to put a plate on.
Yeah, which I can do tonight. Maybe. But but yeah, so it's been an experiment. with a lot of this stuff. So hopefully I can change a lot of things we want to change, but it never stops. The work never stops when you're in a home.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is like somewhat minor work.
It is. It doesn't matter, but like once I start something, like if I can't get it, like it bothers me. So, and then you've already thrown on me the water sprinkler. So that's my goal for next week. Get the sprinklers working around the house. Yes,
because I've been doing some gardening.
Yeah.
I mean, I started gardening like 2 years ago and then just kept up with it here and there. But now I'm like, okay, I'm really, really into it. So.
Yeah. I know we're probably boring people, but once you get a house, this kind of stuff is exciting. It's so weird. Like, these are the things I look forward to.
Yeah. And like HGTV is the one channel we can agree on.
Yeah, we're washed. I ain't gonna lie, we washed. Because this is ridiculous.
We're adults.
Yeah. So, I mean, what else? Oh, another reason why we're washed. I don't know why we started talking about this week.
You brought it up.
Maybe.
So you were just like, oh, has anyone ever hit you up on your DMs?
Okay. Any guy, married, unmarried, dating, whatever. It's a thought that you don't try to think about, but you wonder, like, as much as people talk about sliding in DMs, has anybody slid in my girl's DMs?
Your girl?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you my girl, my old lady. But I'm just like, I really don't want to know. Like, a lot of these things, I think I want to, but I don't. I don't want to know.
But what difference would it make?
What do you mean, what difference does it make?
Like, if the DMs was lit, regardless, I'm not going to answer them.
It's not that. It's if you tell me that somebody I know slid in DMs,
that's just disrespectful.
But that's what I'm saying. Is it somebody I know? Even if it's somebody I don't know, like, yo, what you doing? Like, just the whole process, like, I don't want to know. I really don't.
Yeah.
In my mind, you have no messages in any of your inboxes. Like, none. And that's how we gonna keep it.
Okay.
But for some reason, we read our DMs to each other. Yeah. We're washed.
Yeah. It's not lit. Like, there's nothing going on.
Yeah. So.
But I think it's because we don't really mess with disrespectful people.
Yeah.
So that's good. But yeah, so we did say that we're taking just a brief pause on the parenting series for this episode, but we'll be back for the other two. Did you have any thoughts on the last one? Did you learn anything from your sister?
Yeah, I learned that I'm too close to my sister.
What?
Like, some of the things that we learned or spoke about on that podcast, like, I don't want to know. I don't care. It's my sister. Like, I don't want to hear about her dating life or the different products that she's into. And nah.
But you know about all that stuff.
I know, but I shouldn't. I don't want to anymore. Like, when I said it out loud, I was like, ugh. Like, who do I know that? That's sick. Not sick. Let me tell you that. That's not sick. It's just disgusting.
Okay.
But yeah. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I mean, it's my sister. I know a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to the next two though, because it's people that we know, but like digging in a little bit on some of the things that they go through. Yeah. I think people really like those. So
yeah, I think because we're so involved and close to Judy, it's kind of like, okay, we already know that, but so hopefully you guys liked it. A couple of people have told me that they liked it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to shout some people out that have left comments and feedback on other episodes just because I haven't been doing that from the beginning. One of them is from Megan. I used to work with her at an athletic wear company I used to work for. And she said she enjoys listening to the podcast. And she really liked the DNA episode.
A lot of people like that. I've been getting a lot of feedback on that episode.
So she was really interested in that, and she was like, thanks for teaching me about Haitians, just like over the course of time, because, I mean, I don't expect her to know about Haitians. So she's like, no, I'm so serious. I was like, I believe you, but I don't expect Haitians to be in Bowling Green, Kentucky. So thank you, Megan, for listening. Yeah. Well, you don't know. We be places.
We shouldn't be, but keep going.
Another person was Giselle. Shout out to Giselle. She's a loyal listener. She always...
One of my favorite people.
She always comments like little, tidbits on SoundCloud. So shout out to her. I was actually with her this week. Yeah. Watching that Tyler Perry movie.
Yeah. We'll get Giselle on the episode just because our back and forth is usually pretty good.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Shout out to Giselle, I guess. Funny.
And also I shouted out Hope already, but I didn't shout out her podcast. So her and her husband have a podcast called I'm Grateful For, and maybe we can put that in the description later on.
I'll put a link for it.
But yeah, it's a really good podcast, and it's Christian based, and they talk about different things, like people come on and share their stories and stuff like that. So check them out. And we got a lot of good feedback on the finance episode. Whether people did it our way or they handle their finances a different way, or they want to know more about investing and stuff. Yeah. So maybe we can do a series on that later on and bring people who are actually in the finance world.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And while we're on it, we didn't do it during the episode, but shout out to Dave Chase. He was our financial peace teacher when we took the class, and he listens to the podcast. So shout out Dave. Listener. I know he's listening. So I mean, he did a great job. I know we didn't do everything exactly the Dave Ramsey way, but he definitely gave us the principles and was a good example of how to manage money. Mm-hmm. So shout out to Dave.
Yes. All right. So, yeah, I think that's all the feedback.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into the hot topic.
Okay.
So hot in here. So hot in.
So for this week's hot topic, and it's not just our hot topic, it's like everywhere right now.
Yeah.
We decided to talk about the Fab and Emily situation.
You decided to talk about it.
Yes, I decided to talk about it this week.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to start off with a disclaimer. I'm not defending Fab. That's the disclaimer. First and foremost, I'm not defending Fab. What I'm defending is the right for the judicial process to be concluded. Okay. So for people who don't know, I'm trying to think how this started. It became a real big issue. I want to say it was last week, Saturday or Sunday. I know we were at home and a video came out online and it showed Fabulous and his girlfriend?
Yeah.
Girlfriend Emily. They were outside. They're having an argument. Her dad is there. And there's just a lot of yelling and screaming. From the video, it looks like he has a knife in his hand. Mm-hmm. And he's yelling at the dad. He's yelling at Emily. There's a point where it does look like he lunges at Emily.
He does lunge at Emily.
Okay, he lunges at Emily. And
if we gonna state facts,
oh my God. So anyway, he lunges at Emily, and I mean it's just a crazy situation, right? It's a bad looking video, and it dates back to a situation too where I guess Emily filed a complaint that Fab hit her, and her 2 front teeth were damaged, and I believe had to be taken out and put in some form of denture or whatever. Mm-hmm. Fab ended up turning himself into the police, and there's it's a trial now. It's a case. It's going to trial. So all over social media right now, it's just a lot of back and forth, and I don't even think people are arguing domestic violence. It's more so the idea that people are mad that I guess there are people out there who are defending Fab and saying, he's not the type of person that looks like he would do this, and they need proof, or they're looking for proof that he did it, and
that he punched her.
Yeah, that he punched her or whatever, and knocked out her 2 teeth, and then the whole thing is, I guess there's the other side where, there's a lot of comments, they already put him under the jail. Like, he's guilty, he's a horrible person, and, just bashing anyone who is not saying the same things about Fab. Mm-hmm. My issue is not with people bashing him. My issue is let's get the facts before we go ahead and bury someone. Because my whole thing is, what if it turns out that he didn't do it? Mm-hmm. They had an argument. Maybe they had an argument and he didn't hit her or whatever. But, things happen, but not exactly what we think happened. Will those same people go back and say, apologize?
Here's my thing. For her to go through all of these lengths to fill out court documents mm-hmm. and all of this stuff about her teeth getting knocked out, knowing who she's with, he's really popular in New York. I mean, he's popular everywhere. I don't see why she would do all that if it didn't happen. I'm not saying I know that it did happen. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying I don't doubt that mm-hmm. with all of this coming to light and that video that he hasn't been abusive before. I don't doubt, because I've seen abuse before. That was...
Yeah,
I cringed. I couldn't watch that.
My thing
was... And to do that open, the houses look really close together on that street.
My thing was, is it possible? Yes. Is it probable? Maybe. Did it happen? We don't know. That's where I fall in this situation. I haven't commented. I haven't gone out and said one way or the other. But I feel like too many people already have. There's too many people who are, quote unquote, defending Fab. Mm-hmm. And there's too many people convicting Fab already. I just feel like in this day and age with Twitter, people are so quick to throw out hot takes and different statements before we know the facts, and it could ruin people. They were running with the whole story that Chris Brown was choking that girl, but it turns out they were playing. You know what I'm saying? Would people go back and...
I don't know that story.
Oh, well, in this same week, and the two stories kind of came out simultaneously, just Fab's overrode everything. There was a picture from TMZ where they ran with the lead picture. It's a picture of Chris Brown with his hands. He's choking a girl in the picture. But in the next picture, they're laughing. You can tell it's taken really quick. You can mm-hmm. tell it's two pictures back to back. Mm-hmm. And they ran the story with the picture of him choking the girl first.
Yeah.
So, it's clickbait.
I saw a clip, not a clip, but a cropped image of a girl sitting next to them.
But it's will people go, some people won't go past that picture. That's all they'll see. That's all they're going to run with. And it's we could be damaging to people by not posting all the facts or knowing all the facts.
Okay. You know how crazy I have to be to tell Miramar police, hey, Jocks did this? Because this could easily be proven.
But,
he punched me
mm-hmm.
and knocked out my 2 front teeth. Mm-hmm. They're going to say, okay, do you have photos? Do you have a receipt of you going to the dentist to get some work done? Do you is that the only time? I just feel like that video alone, something y'all need to break up. You need to get a restraining order. Because he's talking about putting bullets through your dad's head or a bullet. It doesn't matter. You got your kid obviously nearby because there's a little kid crying mm-hmm. in the video. It's not a good look.
I never said it. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not saying it's a good look.
I honestly, he did something. I know he had to have done something. I don't know. Yes. Okay. I don't know. Based on that video, I don't know what he did, but he was acting crazy. And his kids are
He 100%
and they're all in
crazy.
The street. And the bodyguards were just acting like this is just a regular thing.
Because here's the thing. One, it's not unprecedented to see it's happened before. People have put out false statements. People have given police false statements. Mm-hmm. If she did give a false statement, then what? Fab's reputation is already ruined. No,
it's not.
It is.
Is Chris Brown's reputation ruined?
Yes.
I don't think so.
100% ruined. That's not even a question.
You know how he came out with a video 2 weeks ago.
Everybody
loved it.
No. Just because you come out with music don't mean people don't look at you a certain way.
Chris Brown is still... Nothing happened to Chris Brown after the whole Rihanna thing.
Chris Brown's whole career changed after that.
It changed.
Rightfully so, though.
He's still thriving. He's still making money. He still has a career.
Evil people thrive all the time, but it's not...
People still... The girls still go to his concerts. Like,
that's their fault.
This is nothing... Even if
that's not a good example, though.
Whether this is true or... I think it's a great example. He beat up his girlfriend and... But there was proof that Chris Brown
did what he did. His career was never the same. Like, as successful as Chris Brown is today, he's still a disappointment. His career should have been way bigger, and it's not because of the situation.
Yeah.
So,
but at the same time, like, I don't... Even if Fabulous did or didn't do this... Yeah, honestly, I haven't heard anything from Fabulous in a while. But maybe I'm not checking for him. So that's probably why. But his career is going to be different for sure. But it's not like he's going to be spending 10 years in jail like everybody's trying to report.
But
he's going to get some community service and that's it.
Oh, you're saying even if he did it?
Yeah. Chris Brown did it. We know he did it. He got community service.
I don't know.
It's like
my thing
there's more to lose on her end than there is on his.
I don't want to play judge without the facts. That's my
I'm
only
not playing judge. I'm just saying there's more to lose on her end than there is his.
But I'm not saying you in particular. I'm just saying people in general.
It's not like she's guaranteed whatever it's called, spousal support or whatever. She's gonna get child support.
Yeah.
But who's to say what's gonna happen with her? He's still gonna be fabulous. There's more to lose for her.
Yes, and my only issue with... I don't want to take domestic violence lightly. I never take domestic violence lightly. But at the same time, I feel like both parties deserve a level of I don't know how you put it, but they just both need to be taken in a vacuum. We don't know who's telling the truth. Like, we don't have facts. I don't want to be the one to say he did or didn't. And I feel like there's too many people saying he did or didn't without knowing. And it's not fair to either person. I don't think it's fair. That's all I'm saying. I don't think it's fair. Yeah. See?
I just feel like, say he allegedly punched her in the brain and she was like brain dead in a hospital. What would people say?
But there's proof. Like, you can physically see the results. We haven't seen any physical results.
We haven't seen it yet.
Like,
we've seen the video.
In the age of...
We've seen a video.
But there's nothing physical that happened in the video.
He said a lot.
But nothing physical happened in the video.
It could have happened in the video.
Oh my gosh. It's too many
But that's what I'm saying.
winners.
He had bodyguards there. He had people holding people back.
Okay.
Things could have happened.
That's what I'm saying. It's all too speculative. Whatever. Wow, tongue tied.
So let me see. If in that video it was your sister and your dad, your sister being, Emily in the situation or whatever, and your sister's boyfriend was coming at your dad, coming at Judy and all this stuff, where would your thoughts go? And London's in the background crying.
The whole thing is, my thoughts would be...
You would be like, let's give him a fair trial.
No, it's not. That's not a fair example.
Why
because
not? That's somebody's daughter.
The people in the video know what happened. Mm-hmm. Like, they can actually say, we're not in that video. We don't know what happened. Those people that actually know what happened. So, it's not fair equivalent, because if that was my sister, I would have facts. I don't have facts in this case. That's the difference. That's what I'm saying.
I know you, and I know if some dude told your dad, I have a bullet with your name on it,
okay,
you would not be talking like this.
Because I would know what's going on. That's what I'm saying. It's not a fair equivalent. You're talking about people involved in a situation versus people not involved in a situation. Me and you right now are not involved in the Fab and Emily situation. We don't know. That's all. Can we agree that it's not fair to judge people without facts?
I can agree that we don't know.
Okay, we agree that we don't know. But you can't agree that you can't judge someone without facts?
I can tell you that if I was there, or if...
But can you see the difference in that situation between being there and not being there?
I'm just trying to tell you, like, if it was Judy and your dad, and maybe I wasn't there, but somebody sent me that clip, I'd be hot.
Of course.
Based on that clip alone.
Of course, you can be hot. would you call so-and-so a woman beater?
I would call him an abuser. Because there are different levels to abuse.
Okay. That's fair. But I don't think it's fair to call the person a woman beater without knowing if they beat a woman or not.
I didn't call him a woman beater.
But that's what people are calling Fab. That's what I'm saying.
Is. He's an abuser, though. That's for a fact. That's for a fact.
Yes, but can we agree we don't know if he's a woman beater?
I can agree on that, yes.
All right. See? Progress.
There's no progress. We still don't know the facts.
But that's the point. That I'm okay with not knowing the facts until I know the facts.
But I just know you acting right now. Because you wouldn't act like that if it was your sister in the situation.
I feel like...
And if you did, I would really be like, who is this person?
But I guess it's exhausting. This conversation is making me tired because you keep changing the subject. That's a whole nother topic. Why? Of course, I would be different if I know what happened. But we don't know what happened, so I can't act any different.
If somebody sent you that clip and it was Judy, you still didn't know what happened or anything. It's just that clip.
Well, why wouldn't I know?
Because you weren't there. It was just
okay. Yes, yeah, fine. I would be upset.
Okay,
but I always said I would be upset. But that's not the thing with Fab. People aren't just upset; they're going beyond upset and convicting and labeling and judging him. That's beyond upset. That's what I'm saying. But anyway. I think that's more than enough time on this. And this made me tired to give me a headache. And the next subject is...
Yeah, y'all let us know if you've heard of this...
yes.
Heard of the situation and what y'all think and stuff.
And how you feel.
I don't play about stuff like that.
Yeah. But it was a hot topic everywhere. And when we talked about it, I could tell like, wow, we both feel strongly in two different ways. But I feel like we agree, but I believe because of the circumstance, you don't want to agree with what I'm saying.
It's not that I don't want to. I just know he's an abuser.
Yeah, there we go.
Based on that video, I saw what I needed to
see. He's an abuser. I agree with that. But not a physical abuser. We don't know if he's a physical abuser, which is what no one's saying he's just an abuser.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be wrapping up. But anyway.
No, yeah. I mean, I don't know what's going to come of this situation.
Yeah.
We'll find out, I'm sure, because it's already out here.
Yeah.
I just hope she protects herself and children.
And I hope people don't accuse me of defending Fab, and when it comes out that maybe he did hit her, no, I never said he didn't hit her. I'm just saying we don't know. And I will hold off commenting and judging until I know. And
I just hope everyone who has been in an argument like that can realize that it's not healthy to argue like that.
Yeah.
And
facts.
Goes their separate ways.
So... All right. Well, that was a very hot topic this week. All right, let's go to the Michel Matter. Hold on.
I keep letting you back in. How can I explain myself? You said you care for me,
all right, so it's time for the Michel Matter. And obviously we just left off talking about breakups,
bad relationships,
bad relationships, and when people should split ways. So, Jocks thought it would be not cool, but a good topic.
Yeah, not cool.
A good topic to talk about would be divorce.
Yes.
So we don't really say the D word here.
Yeah.
But it is a lot to unpack. But yeah, what are some of your initial thoughts on divorce?
Ooh, my initial thoughts on divorce are, as a Christian couple, it is, even as a non-Christian couple,
yeah,
I would say it's the worst case scenario in a marriage is divorce. I feel like it's a word people talk about a lot. I think it's something that divorce kind of, or just the whole idea of divorce is too loose nowadays. I feel like it's too high up on the list of options when people are in bad relationships. So that's why it's so common. I feel like people would rather divorce than maybe work out tough situations.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I mean, I look down on it. Not look down. Let me not say I look down. I don't think there's ever... Divorce is never good.
Mm-hmm.
Is it necessary sometimes? Yeah. But I don't think it's ever good. So I guess that's my initial thought on divorce.
Yeah.
What about you?
I feel like divorce is... You said it's not, or you said it's never a good thing?
No, I mean, it's never good.
Yeah.
That means things went terribly wrong.
Right. Yeah, I think that's just when, I mean, a lot of the times, it's just when you're not accepting of something that happened. So you just said if people don't want to work out, you know, their differences on a certain thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there are certain things that I probably would not be able to work out.
So...
But... Yeah, like, my initial thoughts on it is obviously it's devastating.
Yeah.
And it's probably when marriage or a relationship just kind of turns into a settlement type of thing. Like, that's when you kind of see the contract portion
of marriage
really come out.
Okay.
So that's kind of where I see divorce.
In your opinion, when... Or is it ever, and if it is, when is it acceptable to divorce?
For me? Or like for...
Yeah.
I mean, I've talked to a few divorced people, and every situation is different. And I feel like there are certain things that I probably would not be able to work through. Just knowing myself, but obviously you don't know until you're like there.
Yeah.
With a lot of situations in life, I think cheating would be one of those for me. Because that's just like that's so like destroying the trust.
Even though black men don't cheat, if I cheated,
okay,
would you?
They don't cheat and they don't hit women either.
If I cheated, so you divorce me?
I don't know. I'm not there.
Oh, of course.
But I would think so.
I see what you did there.
What?
You said you weren't there?
What do you mean?
Oh, nothing.
Oh.
I thought you were making a play.
No, I'm not going back on the Fab and Emily situation. No, yeah, no, I haven't really thought about it, but in my mind, I probably...
Yeah.
At that point would be like, no.
What other... Well, on that same... I'm not sure. The correct answer I know would be, if Jackie cheated on me, would I do... No, I would not divorce her.
Why is that the correct answer?
If you cheated on me and somebody asked me, or I was asked, would I divorce you? As someone who's never been cheated on, to my knowledge, or that...
Wow.
I don't know if I could do it, but I know I should try to make it work. But standing right here, right now, I don't know. But I would try. I think I would try.
I think both people have to be willing to try. So, say one spouse cheats, the other didn't, obviously, and like found out, or hopefully, and found out. The person who cheated has to realize obviously what they did and want better for themselves and their relationship. But if you're just going to continue to just apologize and cheat some more and cheat some more, what is the point?
Well,
and the other person has to regain that person's trust.
Well, I guess that turns into now it's habitual. Like the first time we could fall back and say, maybe that wasn't, I know you don't like this, it was an accident. And it's not accident like you slipped and fell into somebody's bed.
Mistake.
Yeah, it's not an accident that you landed in somebody else's bed. It was an accident that you fell into that type of relationship, I guess, or that you let yourself. I don't know. I'm not a cheater, so I don't know how to describe this. But as far as like habitually, like, okay, I guess at that point, it's like, okay, even, I was going to say even God understands, but it's like, it seems more acceptable at that point. Like, you know, it's the other person just has not made an effort to change.
Yeah.
But in an instance where it's a one-time thing, and I always talk about, like, you know, they say God only gives to his, you know, what they can handle, to his people, like what they can handle. I pray that God knows my heart and that I can't handle that. And he don't put that in my life. Because if he did, that means he thinks I can. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to find out. I mean, I would hope that I'm a strong enough Christian if that happens, that I could find some way in my heart to forgive you. But
I think, Lord knows. I mean, forgiveness is not, you know, is not the problem. I think over time, forgiveness would happen.
But we'd be divorced by the time you did it?
I mean, I could forgive you and still divorce you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I guess. But at the same time, if you forgave me and still divorce me...
You can forgive someone and not put up with their... stuff.
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah.
I never wanted to think about this no more. Why are we talking about divorce? I thought we don't say the D word.
We don't.
This is too much divorce talk.
We'll just get it out the way now.
But
so, do you think, or how do you think divorce can be prevented? Because obviously, it can be.
I'll start with, you know, they always drop the statistic that, you know, 50% of marriages end in divorce,
which is like, wow,
it's crazy, and I hate.
But I mean, there's always a 50-50 chance for everything in life.
Yeah, but 50%
so, like,
at this point is like ridiculously high for something that should be a lifetime deal. You know, this forever is a mighty long time. Like, we always talk about that. Mm-hmm. But I mean, when you're divorcing, and most divorces usually happen pretty early.
Early when in the relationship?
Usually, you know, they say if you pass the 7-year mark, then, you know,
yeah, but then what about those people who, you know, their kids graduate from high school and then they get divorced?
And I mean, there's different levels, but I'm saying typically it's pretty early. And I was saying, like, I remember when we got married, I used to be like, well, you know, they say there's a 50% chance that people end a divorce, that marriages end a divorce. And when we got married, I feel like a lot of other people around our age got married. So playfully, I wasn't trying to end people's marriages, but I was like, who do you think is going to end a divorce? It's a scary conversation to have, but it's a real conversation. And I mean, we don't have to go into detail, but there's people who've been divorced since we've gotten married.
Yeah.
In that same time frame.
Right.
But I actually read like an article, and it's kind of gives a couple of factors that can reduce the chances of getting divorced. So I'll go and I'll read a couple of them off, and I won't go in order because they didn't really have an order. But the first one was cohabiting, living together or whatever. So they say couples that cohabitate are 50 to 80% more likely to divorce. I thought that was crazy.
Prior to marriage.
Yeah, prior to marriage. Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't cohabitate when you're married. So,
yeah. Why do you think that is?
Because it's so funny, right? The world tells you, how can you wait to move in with someone? Because, I mean, you don't know what they're going to be like.
Right.
You know, and it turns out staying with someone before you get married actually doesn't help. So
I feel like if that was the case, like if we lived together before we were married, we probably wouldn't have gotten married.
I think that's part of it.
Well, then that's not divorce. That's just breaking up.
Well, no, but that's not the statistic. The statistic is specifically for people who cohabitated. Mm-hmm. So,
because I feel like if you do live together before you're married, you probably... I mean, you'll see the good and the bad, and I feel like the bad will turn you off from even proceeding to that next step.
Well, I guess and this is all speculative. Like, we don't know for sure.
Yeah.
My view on the stat is maybe people who tend to live together for a while, I feel like maybe there's more pressure to get married. eventually.
Mm-hmm.
So you might get married for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, you're not doing it because you actually want to.
And you know, I'm not saying it happens, but there are times where maybe, you know, people get threatened or like, what are we doing? That famous question.
Mm-hmm.
So people who are living together, I mean, you probably faced that pretty early on. Like, you know, we live together, like, why not get married? When it might not be the best decision, but it's hard to see it at that time. So cohabitating is not a good factor when it comes to getting married. The second one was education. By this statistic, only 27% of college graduates will divorce by middle age. Now, it was interesting because, I mean, it doesn't say that you're not going to get divorced. Mm-hmm. And it kind of, you can tell they kind of played with this stat a little bit because it says college graduates won't divorce by middle age. So it's very like, they kind of plugged in some filters on that. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, it's just, you know, education helps, I guess. And I think it has more to do with money, because college graduates typically make more money. And I mean, I don't even have to get to it yet, but you know, money plays a big factor in divorce. So that's what I think it has to do with. So the next one was premarital counseling. Couples who have gone through a marriage education course before marrying are generally up to 30% more likely to enjoy marital success. I mean, I
can see that.
Yeah.
Just because you're forced to talk about certain things. Hopefully
that's not the first time you talked about it.
Some people.
Because that's kind of late. If you're talking about important topics at your marriage counseling course, it's kind of late.
I feel like we did somewhat of a premarital counseling twice.
Yeah.
Because there was that marriage class we went to when we weren't even engaged.
Yeah.
And then we did premarital, with our pastors.
I feel like we did a lot of education on marriage.
Yeah.
We did the marriage course. We did
marriage course. Yes.
Yeah, the marriage course is the one we took with our church. Mm-hmm. We did marriage counseling with our pastor. And even after we got married, within the first year, we went to a marriage conference.
Oh, yeah.
So we constantly were trying to educate ourselves on marriage and different things. Because, I mean, it's important.
Yeah.
I feel like talking about real issues is really big when it comes to marriage.
Right.
And I think that's just part of it. People, you can't, and I feel like a lot of times you can't just agree to disagree on big issues. Because they're going to come back up. And when they do, it's not going to be pretty because you have to fall somewhere. And if you fall together, hopefully that's better. But when you separate on big issues, I mean, I don't get it. When people don't agree on having kids or something, that's a crazy thing to find out when you're married.
Yeah.
Or hopefully, you didn't think, I mean, they're just saying that now. When we get married, they'll change their mind.
Yeah.
If somebody shows you who they are, believe them. So, I mean, yeah. So, premarital counseling is a factor to help prevent divorce. The next one is family background. Having parents who never divorced reduces divorce by 14%.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not where I thought you were going with family background.
Where'd you think I was going?
Same race or something like that.
Oh. No, but I did read that helps too, but that's not, I didn't put that on this list. But, yeah, I mean, when you see, hopefully, a healthy marriage that works, it's kind of it's a good example. It's a sample of what you would hope your marriage to be like, and you follow it.
Yeah.
So I can see how that helps a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and even if it's not your family, it could just be people that you're really close to. Mm-hmm. So you at least have those examples. Because a lot of my family members divorced.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people divorce in general. So.
Yeah, but there was a point in time in my family where it was just kind of okay, everybody's getting divorced. My cousin is moving away.
Yeah.
It was weird. But thankfully, I was at a good church. And I saw different relationships that worked out. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but they made it work. So, even though after even seeing those couples, I still didn't really want to get married.
Yeah.
As a kid, but
then you met me, so.
But it worked out for them, so yeah.
I think also when you see examples of marriages, good or bad, it kind of gives you an example of what not to do too.
Yeah.
Like if you see it, you can learn from it. So you can learn like, oh, when I'm married, I'm not gonna handle such and such situation that way. Mm-hmm. You know, I would. Maybe you don't necessarily know how you would do it, but you know how not to do it.
Yeah.
And even that is a step in the right direction, knowing what not to do.
And that's for everything in life, really. Because, I mean, you can see your siblings doing crazy stuff. I feel like the oldest child is usually, like, the experiment. Yeah. But if you're the youngest, like me, I saw tons of things that I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. This gets you in trouble, so I guess I won't do that.
Yeah, and I learned this gets you out of trouble.
Yeah.
And, you just do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, the next factor was religion. Those with a strong common faith and regularly attend religious services are 47% less likely to divorce.
I don't know how old that statistic is because I thought it says just religion, but I thought even for religious people, it was still 50%. Like a 50% chance.
I mean, I don't know. And this seems to be more descriptive too, because it doesn't say those with faith. It says those with a strong common faith and regularly attend church service or religious services.
Yeah.
So it seems very.
You mark off Christian on Facebook.
Yeah, okay. It seems very specific. It's like you're strong in your faith and you regularly attend services. So I can see that because hopefully, if you both have a strong common faith and you regularly attend religious services, typically you check off a lot of those same big issues. Mm-hmm. Like your religion typically handles a lot of the big issues. And if you have a common faith, you'll probably have common beliefs in those issues.
Right.
And to me, that usually helps a lot with solving a lot of those problems. And like, I can't imagine trying to live this married life with you if you weren't a Christian.
Yeah.
Like.
And if we didn't agree on the big things.
Yeah. So like, I know pastors always give this illustration of, he would stand on a chair and he would have somebody stand under him and he would ask them, or he would ask to pull that person up. So he would try to pull the person up, but he couldn't. Mm-hmm. And then the person from the ground, he would ask him to pull him down. And they'd yank him down and he'd come right down. Right. And he, just an illustration of it's easier to pull someone down than to pick someone up. Yeah. And when you're in a relationship where you don't have common faith, it looks like that. There's somebody up and there's somebody down. And there's just a tug and pull and no one ever, it doesn't work. Yeah. It doesn't work. Typically. To try to bring someone up to your level. Yeah. So, yeah. I can see it. That legitimately is like couples who you hear like, one is Christian or one is non-Christian or even different faiths. I'm just like, I don't know how you function. Yeah. In that way because the belief systems are just different.
Just with everything. Everything. Like how do you decide on certain things? Yeah. And then when you bring kids into the picture, that's like a whole other thing.
Yeah. So the last one, and the one I believe, these last two, because the religion was a big one. I feel like it's really played a big part. And the last one is income. Having a collective household income of $50,000 or more is associated with a 30% lower divorce risk.
A household income of 50?
Yeah, that's still kind of low.
Yeah, they ain't living in Miami.
But. I can see why having a household income of less than 50 could be a problem. Yeah. You're struggling. Yeah. So, I don't care where you live in.
No. There's some places you can get by with that.
Maybe.
No, I watched the Dave Ramsey show and I'm like, that's what they make. Yeah. That's it.
That's 2 part-time jobs. I'm sorry if you ain't
No.
50,000.
Yeah, I mean, it also depends on how you live and where you live, but that is true. I mean, with all of those points, I don't know if we read the same article, but I feel like they touched on a lot of the same things. With education, a lot of the people were saying, like, if you guys both have college degrees, then it's more likely to work. Like, if you guys have the same level of education, you guys both have high school diplomas, or if you guys both have masters, like, stuff like that. And family background, when they talked about, like, race, I mean, obviously, we know tons of interracial marriages that are thriving. So that's not like, all of this is just statistics.
It is.
Like, everything is not 100%.
But I think the reason why I brought it up is because the statistic is 50%, but it's not 50% across the board.
Yeah.
If you can do certain things, you can reduce the percentages of things happening.
Right.
So you don't have to marry into the idea of, either we do or we don't.
Yeah.
Like, there's things you can do to reduce that. And in that way, I would say once you are married and, hopefully you do check off certain things, how would you say we prevent divorce in our relationship?
Well, I feel like communication is always a good one.
I think that's big. That's like number one.
Yeah.
On my list, I started off with, I said, learn how to argue. And I think that's something that we've started to do. Or not started to, but we've been doing for a while. But
yeah, I don't feel like we argue.
We argue.
Like, it'll be about stupid stuff.
But still
like
argument.
Today.
Oh,
with
my
the restaurant.
God. Yes. Yes.
We don't have to go in depth, but
it was stupid.
But I was just like,
but it was an argument. You started it. But anyway.
Okay. But in times like that, and this is what we learned from the marriage retreat that we went to. The couple who was pretty much spearheading the retreat was like, well, when we argue or if you get into a heated debate, you should have like a code word.
Yeah, like a safe word.
Yeah, a safe word to kind of, I don't want to use safe word because, but to kind of just let the person know who you're arguing with, like, nah.
Yeah, it's going too far.
Yeah.
So
take a break.
So what's our safe word?
Well, you were a coach, so you came up with timeout.
Yeah. Every once in a while, we need a timeout. So, I mean, we haven't used it a lot.
No.
But it's happened.
Yeah.
Timeout. Like,
yeah.
You're too loud right now.
Yes. That's one thing.
Yeah. Jackie is loud, y'all.
No.
Jackie is loud.
If you know me, you know I'm not loud.
I know she sounds soft on the podcast. She's loud.
No, I'm not.
Like, I be having to
get excited,
turn it down.
But you can get loud. And you're not even like angry when you're loud. You're just loud, and there's a certain amount of like volume.
I get it from my mom.
That's fine, but
my brother calls it my coach voice.
Not over here. I'm not a player. So once that volume hits a certain level, I'm just like, nope, turn around, do it again, because we're not doing that today. Like, I just can't. So people don't yell at me. If you do, I'm just gonna walk away.
So yeah, when it comes to learning how to argue, I think one of the key things too is when I say learn how to argue, I'm not saying avoid it. I feel like you should have conversation.
No, that's like a timeout, but we're going to come back from it. You have like a 2-minute timeout, in a game. Like,
I feel like a lot of people have problems because they avoid them. Like, they don't know how to talk about their problems because they don't want to argue. Yeah. But there's nothing wrong with arguing. Like,
and then by the time like you just keep pushing off problems, the more and more problems come. Once you do start having that conversation or that argument, you never get to go back to the original problem because you have like 50 problems that you've been bottling up. Yeah. Because you don't want to talk about it.
So, I think the second part of this, and this is something I've been preaching this since we were 15. don't go to sleep angry. Like, it's a lot of times, like, you have an argument, especially if it's late at night, and it's like, or younger, it's like, Jackie will just, like, she's done with me. She won't talk to me till the morning. Like, nah, no, we're gonna handle this tonight.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's easy when you're in high school.
I know, but I'm saying, like...
And, I don't know, I just really like sleep. So, if it's too late in the night... I mean, I haven't done that in a long time.
Because I don't let you.
Yeah, but if it's too late in the night, I'm just like, listen, we're going to have to figure this out quick. Because as soon as my head touches a pillow, we have an argument.
Aside from that, when I say sleep, I don't mean literally sleep.
No, I know. But, like, I can sleep peacefully.
See, that's crazy. I can't. I can't. Like, and that's the thing with me. Like, if a conversation needs to be had, I'm going to try to have it. Like just because I don't like holding on to stuff like that. Yeah. Like, especially if I got a good point, I need to get it off. Mm-hmm. Like, so we gonna talk. But you be
kind of weird too. Like, sometimes you don't want to just get it off. I'm just like, okay, what do you need to say?
I can't lie. And that's all like, I don't know where you got that from.
No, you're in your thoughts sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, I know you're thinking about something.
Oh, yes.
And you don't want to say it.
Men, I'm going to tell you this. To a degree, I talk like Barack Obama during arguments. I like to think about what I say because once it leaves your mouth, you cannot bring it back. Yeah. So make sure when you say something, you come correct.
See, and
that's what I do. I
think about it for a little bit, right?
A very little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I still say what I have to say with that same energy. Yeah. But I just, watch the words. Because I know I can't take it back.
Exactly. So that's what I do.
But I still want to go hard.
In my head, I filter out, or try to filter out, how is the best way to say this? Mm-hmm. And still get my point across.
Nah, but you be trying to be political with it. I just say,
one get it off my chest. One of us has to be political. That's learning how to argue.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, unless it's like a legit, like... Fab and Emily type argument, maybe you might want to go to sleep. You know what I mean?
It depends.
Cool off or whatever, like, and then reconvene.
But yeah, don't shelf it. You gotta have a conversation.
No, yeah. You have to have a conversation, but give yourself a little bit of time.
Yeah. So the next thing was, I said, keep dating, even when you're married.
So what does that look like to you?
To me...
Just going out?
Yeah, like, in the hustle and bustle of life, still find time for each other, right?
I feel like it's still having, like, getting to know you. Because when you're dating, you're asking questions.
Yeah, like, don't get stagnant. Don't be, hey, like, don't get too comfortable with the person you're living with, I guess. Like, to the point where you're not learning each other still, and like, we don't do it as much, but, like, when we got married and we used to do what was it?
The questions I used to always ask?
No, not those annoying questions. You used to ask me the question every day. Like,
yeah, I used to, like...
Oh, what was your high and what was your low of the day?
Yeah.
Like...
I still do that.
Yeah, I know, but we don't do it as much. Because we're adults. But...
What?
But it's like... Because it's such a kiddie question. You always ask it the same way.
No, because
what was your high?
Usually, if London's here,
like,
then I ask her 12.
Too. But you do.
But if London's here, I'll ask her too.
But it's a good concept, right? So it's like a way to stay like connected and knowing what's going on with each other, and like knowing somebody's low for the day helps too. Like how to deal with them, or like they dealing with this in their life right now. Like it just a way to stay involved without the boring. How was your day?
But sometimes you be like, my high is right now. I'm just like, okay.
Because sometimes it is. I mean, you can't tell me what my high was. Sometimes that'd be my high.
Every day can't be right now.
Okay, now you're judging.
You're just like saying me.
I said to keep dating each other because one, I mean, it's easy now because we don't have kids. We're not super old and used to each other yet. But I guess because you see it. And the importance of it, like, the empty nester thing is a thing. Like, people they get divorced because they spent this whole period of time raising kids together, and maybe they lost track of each other. Yeah. And once the kids are gone and it's just them, it's like a culture shock.
Right.
And they don't know how to deal with it because at some point they kind of stop, having that interaction with each other.
Yeah, cultivating that relationship.
Yeah, so I think to find a way to keep, that level of dating kind of kept you on your toes. Like, you had to dress a certain way, you had to act a certain way. It kind of keeps you on your toes a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's why I keep dating is an important aspect to me in preventing divorce.
That's why I really appreciate where we are,
mm-hmm.
I guess. Because I think in the future, after all those years and stuff, we could go back to these moments where the house, if we wanted to be quiet, it can be quiet.
Yeah.
If we want to take a trip, we can. In all of the places that we visited and even restaurants we've tried, or just hanging out really late because we can. Yeah. I appreciate this time and how long it is with just us two that we could go back on. Yeah. Oh.
Okay. So the last point, and probably the most important one in preventing divorce for us, has been praying together and keeping God first in our marriage.
Yeah.
It's cliche, I guess.
Yeah.
A couple that prays together stays together.
Mm-hmm.
But I think
it has to be meaningful prayer.
Yeah. And not just when things are bad.
Right.
Pray when things are good.
In the day to day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like that about our relationship. More consistently, Monday through Friday, we pray with each other every morning.
Yeah.
It's a staple in our relationship that I don't want it to get stale. Because I prayed for a wife before I was married. Now that I have one, I don't see why I should stop now. I keep praying for her. I keep praying for us. Because
you were good about that.
What?
Pastors and people always say pray. Even if you're single and you're not dating anyone, pray for your spouse. I was for what?
I wasn't going to leave this one up to chance. I was like, God, give me a good one before they run out.
I was I'm 13. I have other things to do.
I just think it was something I learned because it was something that stuck with me. I remember our pastor spoke about it. He said when he was 13 or 14.
Yeah, this is Dave again, right?
Huh? No, this is past summers.
Oh.
He said...
I feel like Dave used to say that a lot.
Yeah.
Live.
He used to pray for his wife. And I was like, well, I'm 13. So I was like, I guess, I should start. Because that sounds about the time that people start doing this thing. So, all right.
I got her 2 years later.
Yeah, look at God.
So it's your fault.
Whoa. You've been blessed every day since. But yeah. So...
Yeah. But so praying together, but for me, and we were telling our friend this the other day, but in our relationship at least, if I'm off mentally, I had a bad day or whatever, the whole house is off.
Yeah.
So I need to...
Jackie's a party pooper, for real.
My what?
Huh? Keep going.
I just control the temperament of the house.
Yeah.
It just is, I don't know why. It just is.
Happy wife, happy life.
I hate that statement.
Me too, but that's what the person I was talking to said. Yeah. So it just reminded me of that.
Yeah. No, I hate that. But especially as a wife, I feel a lot of the times, even when I talk to other wives, a lot of us feel things are on us just because we tend to be the manager of this place. Yeah. So for me, it's good that we pray together, but I need to pray by myself. I need to write in my journal. I need to,
talk about it.
Huh?
Well, okay.
All of that, be in community with other women. All of that is really important. So,
and that's actually a great point because it ties into something that I didn't even think about this when I was writing this, but it was part of our marriage counseling. The idea of, all right, so as I'm doing this, as I'm saying this, I'm illustrating it with my hands. So you got to look at it as a triangle, right? Mm-hmm. At the top of the triangle is God. At the bottom of the triangle is I'm on one side, Jack is on the other side. This is a equilateral triangle for you geometry nerds. Wow. So in the illustration, just think about this. So there's a line between me and Jackie. That's the bottom of the triangle. And as we both move closer to God, we get closer to each other. Mm-hmm. So as you can see that, like, it's the more we get to God, the narrower the triangle becomes, whatever. You can see it now.
Right.
It's the closer we get to God, the closer we get to each other. And I think that's 100% fact.
Yeah.
I think we're at our best in our relationship when we're both doing our devotions and we're both talking to God and reading our Bibles and just, being in community, because I feel like typically when we do those things, we're more receptive to each other. We a little less stressed, so we probably talk to each other more. Mm-hmm. Or we're not carrying around unnecessary baggage that separates us from each other. Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's it's a lot, but I don't think it's impossible. I mean, and
by this time, you guys probably know that we're Christians. We mentioned it, but I think on a different episode, we can kind of go more in depth on that. Yeah. And how we got here. But yeah, I mean, that's number one to all of this. And I know at some point, with most of the divorced couples, or I guess they wouldn't be couples anymore, but the divorced people that I've spoken to, it just reached a place where it's just too far gone. Mm-hmm. They felt like. So you just don't want to get to that place. You just have to put in the work every day. Every day you got to put in the work. So I think that's it. If you guys have any feedback on divorce and how to prevent it, what other things you might think could cause divorce, let us know. And let's move on.
All right. Let's go to the listener questions.
You got a baby Benz, you got some bad friends. High school pics, you was even bad then. You ain't stressing off no lover in the past tense. You already had them. Work at 8 a.m., finish round 5. All down, you don't see them outside.
Okay, so we're kind of short on time, but we'll take one question. And this question is kind of like a letter, but is from Bree. And she says, I just got into a relationship and I was wondering when is the right time to bring up religion / your relationship with God to this person. This is kind of like aligned to what we were just talking about. We've definitely had that conversation before, but I'm kind of nervous to bring him to church, even though he said he's more than willing to go. I don't know why I'm so nervous about it. He hasn't been, or I guess he just relocated from somewhere else. He's been here for 3 years and hasn't really gone to church. He says he believes in Jesus and prays, but hasn't found a church home. I don't think he's where I am with my walk with God. Is it naive for me to think he can get there? I just don't want to overwhelm him with church because I also told him going to church isn't going to get you into heaven. It's your relationship with God and the deeds you've done on earth, among other things. He listens to me and wants to go, but I've just been too chicken to ask him. Don't judge. What are your thoughts? This is a lot.
Yeah, that was a lot. And I guess I'll start with, I'm trying to remember where, help me keep track, but I want to start with, I don't think you're naive to think he's able to get to where you are spiritually. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And I guess until the conversation is had, you won't really know where he is and where he's willing to go as far as his faith.
Right.
And I don't think you're chicken. I think people are very, not protective, but it's a touchy subject. Like, people don't like to talk about religion.
Yeah. But this is someone that she's apparently in a relationship with.
Yeah.
It's not like they're dating.
Yeah, but I don't think she's chicken. I think it's a normal feeling, I guess, to be nervous, to talk about it. But
he's more than willing to go and talk about it. So
talk about it then, I guess. Because it seems like he's open.
Yeah.
So I think the space is there to have the conversation. Mm-hmm. But I just started off like that because I don't think it's unusual to feel that way about religion and talk about religion.
No, definitely.
I think that's normal.
Yeah.
But now that that's out the way, let's talk about it. I guess your church home is a good start. See how he feels with that, because I know in a relationship, I think that's also really important.
Yeah.
Agreeing on a church home.
I would say, because the original question was, when is the right time to bring up religion and your relationship with God?
I feel like they already have, though.
Yeah, I mean, you already have. And so, I don't know. Like, for me, it would be kind of something that I mentioned pretty early on.
Yeah.
Just to kind of see where they are, too. But, yeah, I mean, since you guys have already had that conversation, and he's willing to go to your church, obviously, it seems like he doesn't have a church home. So, bring him. You know? Make sure, like, whoever, or when you do bring him, that you don't have, like, those people at church that will, like, try to be like one of those play uncles to you and, like, ask him a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
Because that would be awkward and uncomfortable. Yeah.
I mean, I guess I would say try to make it as, because I guess the whole idea of church could be intimidating to people. Mm-hmm. It shouldn't be, because that's going to be an important part of your relationship. But maybe base it around a date. So let's go to church and then go to lunch after. Because I guess from there you can go and kind of get feedback directly after on how it went.
Yeah.
So maybe try to structure, like, let's go to church and have a date, or like go out to eat after.
Right.
So I think that could help ease the tension of it a little bit, and maybe to get like a sense of where he is spiritually. Jackie kind of alluded to it earlier. She didn't really go all the way out on it. Like, she used to do this thing where she would just ask me questions all the time. Mm-hmm. And so maybe like have a list of questions, like, and sprinkle in the spiritual questions in there. So you can be like, how do you feel about going, traveling the world? And the next question will be like, so what do you think about the Trinity? No, not like that. But no, but subtle ways to, like, sprinkle in certain questions, like, what do you think about heaven? Or like, like, how do you think heaven looks? Like, just different questions that are kind of a gateway to the conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but it's definitely important to have these conversations.
Yeah.
And even, like, after you go to church and you go to brunch or whatever after, you can be like, so what'd you think of the sermon? Like, did you believe what the pastor was preaching?
Because
did you believe the worship songs that we were singing, like what they were saying? See where he is exactly, because it kind of sounds like you don't really know.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes people say, like, you don't know if they say.
Like, and with the whole idea of, how soon, I guess it's a matter of priority, because I know it's intimidating, but in the long run, if the longer you wait, it could be the longer you're postponing the inevitable. So say the person isn't a Christian or doesn't live the life that you would expect a Christian to live. If you don't find out early, you could waste a lot of time.
Yeah.
Where something that you think is very important isn't known. Like, what's more important, their favorite color or whether they're a Christian or not? You know what I'm saying? Like, finding out certain things before finding out where they are with Christ could lead to a lot of wasted time. If that's a priority for you. Yeah. Like, those are the questions that should be developed first, the priorities. So, yeah, if where they are with Christ is a priority, then I don't think there's any reason to wait. But I can understand, that's heavy and intimidating, but I guess just try to find a less intimidating way to ask it. Like, just don't come off too strong in the way you ask the questions. But
yeah. And she mentioned like she doesn't know exactly where he is compared to like where she is in her spiritual walk. Just to touch on that, because like sometimes, I mean, since you don't really know, sometimes it could be easy to be like, well, I'm here and he probably like, is a baby Christian or something like that. Like, you don't know. So yeah, I mean, after you ask the questions, then you'll kind of be able to gauge like what type of Christian conversations you guys will even be able to have together. Because I do know a lot of, girls who are just like, well, he ain't on my Christian level, so it's not like, and it's just kind of like, I don't know, that's not humble,
It's not.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because we've all been there, girl. But I don't know. It's just something about that. Like, don't ever think like you also can't continue to grow in your walk, because you can. And so can he.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, invite him to church and figure out for real if he, everybody prays and everybody knows Jesus, but, figure out and find out if he really knows him for himself. And then you can go from there. You're already in a relationship with this guy, so I don't really know what else there is to say. But once you get that information, then you can figure out what else is there to do in this relationship.
Yeah. Have the difficult conversation. Hope it goes well. And if you feel so led, let us know how it goes.
Yeah. An update would be great.
All right. Well, that was good. Let's get to the business spotlight.
Yes.
You're showing off, but it's alright. It's a short life. Yeah. That's a real one in your reflection without a follow.
Okay, so on Sundays, it's kind of like my day of not cooking. So that's typically when we go out to eat. And today's business spotlight was a place that we tried that is kind of different for us.
Different. Very different.
Just different in the sense of like, we're not vegan. We're not I mean, I don't eat red meat. It's not because of religious purposes or anything. I just don't like it anymore. She's not Muslim. So, she just don't. Yeah, ever since college, and I had to start cooking for myself, I was just like, nah, this ain't it. So I eat birds. But this place was a vegetarian. I want to say it was vegan, but it's called vegetarian.
Yeah. They tricked me because I was open because vegetarians, like, they eat some regular stuff, but this was vegan. Took some getting used to.
Yeah. So we were at your parents' house today. So we decided to go somewhere kind of close.
Yeah.
And try something new. I've been to this place before for breakfast. It was really good. My best friend is a vegan now, but she was a vegetarian at the time. And the pancakes, the fake eggs, all that stuff y'all be eating, it was really good there. Yeah. So that was years ago. But today we tried Hakin's vegetarian restaurant. I want to say it's Hakin's or Hakin. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's Hakin's
vegetarian restaurant. And it's Jamaican owned. And they are vegan, but it's called vegetarian. And it's on 167th Street in North Miami Beach, Florida. We'll put all the information in the description. Their Instagram is Veg by Hakin. Yeah. And we'll write that out so you guys know how to spell his name. But, I mean, it's been there for a long time. I want to say it's like the largest vegan restaurant in that area. And even in, like, I read it somewhere. Yeah. But it's really cute and, it seems family-owned, really small. And there was a lot of people there. honestly. So that's always a good sign.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you're just looking for a different option, it takes getting used to. But I mean,
it wasn't bad. I had the ancient quinoa burger,
and I had
with sweet potato fries.
Yeah, I had a spicy chicken ranch burger, but the chicken wasn't real chicken. I think it was chickpeas. That's what I think it was.
Oh,
that's why they called it spicy chicken. But that's
creative.
Yeah, it was. I think it was chickpeas. They seasoned it. It wasn't. Yeah, like. But no, like I said, I didn't say that like that was it. But you know, just the idea of like vegan is like, it sounds like ugh. Yeah. Like, but they put seasonings and stuff in it.
Vegan restaurants.
They did what they did. Like it's not meat, but they did their best to just make a different option. Yeah, and it was pretty good. So I would recommend it to people who are looking for those type of options.
Yeah, I used to go to a small group in that area and always saw it there. So they've been there for a long time. Yeah. So definitely check it out. We'll have all the information below. Also, email us comments, questions, concerns at michelmatters@gmail.com. And any announcements?
Nah, I think that's it.
Yeah, then we'll resume with the parenting series next episode.
Yeah. So, all right. Appreciate it.
All right. Bye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Michel Matters Podcast.
It's late. It's time to go to sleep.
We out. Bye.
Bye.
When I pull up on you, then I might swear, ayy. Double off deuce, ayy. That you might work, ayy. When I pull up on you, then I might swear, ayy. Double off deuce, ayy. That you might work, ayy. That you might work. That you might work.